Welcome to our Monday live broadcast. It feels like it has been forever since I have been with you guys. So, welcome if you are able to catch this live with us today, or if you will be checking in with us on the rebroadcast either on Facebook or YouTube. I always welcome you to jump on whatever way is most convenient for you. Today, we are going to be talking about how to live a healthy lifestyle when your life is a continuous party. And I'm going to give you 5 tips that we really incorporate in our life to make sure that we don't kind of run away with the party train and then lose sight of what it is that we're trying to do with our health and just general overall well-being. If you're new, I always invite you to leave a comment in the comment section. And if you're coming back as one of our regulars, you know the drill. Always make sure that you feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. This is a great opportunity to ask questions. I always make sure that I give you feedback at the end of this broadcast. And share with us if you are in one of our current courses, if you're joining us in May for our birthday celebration course, or if you've taken one of our courses in the past. We always love to acknowledge you as well. And then make sure that you subscribe and like if you are not already subscribed or liked on either Facebook or YouTube. Really quickly, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Diane, and for the past 25 years, I have been helping women find nutritional plans and fitness programs to really help them look and feel their best, and most importantly, live their most authentic life. Here in this community today, we are doing that through the practice of intermittent fasting and living a keto-like lifestyle so that we can really take advantage of looking and feeling our best while living our most authentic life. So, for us, if you've been following, you know we just got back from an amazing vacation in Mexico where Michael and I celebrated our anniversary while we were there, and we have a whole season of celebrations and parties ahead of us. The summertime is a big party time for our family, and so I'm going to share with you what we do and how we really tackle this season to make sure that we don't end up at the end of summer really feeling, awful and regretful or remorseful about how we spent our time over the summer. So it starts for us in April, early April, with Michael's birthday. So that's our very first celebration, and then we have our anniversary. This month we coupled that with a week-long vacation in Mexico. Now we have our actual anniversary, which was yesterday, and then my birthday. Then we have Cinco de Mayo, which we do consider a family holiday in our house. And then we have Mother's Day, and then we have Father's Day, and then Logan's birthday, and then Gabby's birthday. And in all that, we also have a senior prom and a graduation and another trip to Mexico planned. So how do we do all of that? Really enjoy the party and the celebratory aspect of all of those amazing things that are happening in our life and still maintain our healthy lifestyle. So the first tip I have for you, and something that we really have practiced here and really honed in on in our own life, is define what party means to you. So party doesn't necessarily have to be, chili cheese fries and shots of tequila. Parties can really just be the fact that you're celebrating something good that's happening, or celebrating someone good that has accomplished something amazing. And oftentimes, as soon as we throw a party into the mix with something, we already feel the stress and that fear of how we're going to handle that situation and all the temptations and the things that will be provided in that atmosphere. So the first thing you want to do is clearly define what party means to you. And it doesn't have to be a preconceived idea, or it doesn't have to be copying another way that people maybe in your life or in your social setting party for themselves. So clearly define what party means for you. And I always say do these things on pen and paper and really write it out and hash it out and really figure out where you're comfortable in those social situations or those celebration kind of events, and where you find the most joy in participating in that. And then once you have that defined, then that just becomes who you are and how you will celebrate. The second tip I have for you is make celebrations about the people and not about the food. So I just explained to you what our summer lineup is for celebrations and parties, and they all go back to a person. So Michael's birthday, our wedding anniversary, my birthday. I think Cinco de Mayo is the only one that doesn't have a person connected to it, but I connect with Cinco de Mayo, so we'll just go with that. Mother's Day, Logan's prom celebration, his amazing graduation from high school will be celebrating. We have a week-long event in Mexico where we're celebrating Logan's birthday and graduation and his college accomplishments that he's already attained. So everything goes back to a person. So focus on who you're celebrating and not so much the things that show up at the celebration. So food and drink are usually those two things that really get us caught up. So make celebrations about the people and enjoy who you're spending time with and not what you're feeding yourself with. Number 3, set boundaries. So if you are a former student of mine or a current student of mine, you're going to learn about it this week. And if you're in the May course, you'll learn about it in May. But we have established in our home what we call the little Johnny rule. And I'm just going to give a little bit of a hint about what it is, and I don't want to give it away because I don't want to ruin it for our course members. But the Little Johnny rule is just a simple fact that we don't participate in Little Johnny's parties. We only participate in parties that are associated or attached to people who are very, very close and special to us. So make sure you have those boundaries as well. You can't go all in at every birthday party. You can't go all in at every graduation. You just can't go all in at every holiday that pops up on a calendar. You will find yourself in a huge, snowball effect of party with no relief, or always feeling like you're having to play catch up through celebrations. We know, parties start January 1st and they go all the way to December 31st. And in those, national or whatever holidays that are already stamped on a calendar, we have our own personal holidays and celebrations that are mixed in that too. So you could literally be celebrating every weekend. So make sure you set boundaries on which parties are going to be the most meaningful to you, and then the other ones you just want to show up and be cordial and appreciative and congratulatory or whatever it is that you're celebrating, and be respectful of the people and what it is that they're celebrating, but it doesn't mean that you have to personally go all in. And then my 4th tip is stop feeling responsible for other people's comfortableness, and I'm not sure if that's a word, but I'm going to use it anyways, at a party. So we all know that feeling when there is food and drink going on and we've said no thank you. We know what it feels like to get that, out of the corner stare, from someone's eye, or the peer pressure that might be verbalized to you, or even the physical reactions of people when you say no thank you to something, or I'm choosing not to eat that, or I don't eat that anymore, or whatever it is that you decide to use verbally to express the fact that you're not going to partake in something. That's not your responsibility if you're making a choice for yourself that makes somebody else uncomfortable. I guarantee you that the people, especially adults, who are putting peer pressure on other adults about what it is someone is choosing to make decisions about for themselves, or boundaries that someone has created for themselves, if that makes someone else uncomfortable, I guarantee you that person is probably not very happy with the choices that they're making for themselves. And all you got to do is hang around a table long enough, or hang around a poolside long enough, and they'll start complaining about how miserable they're feeling, or how many prescription medications they're on, or they wish they would have done this, that, or the other thing. And you're not going to be that person, because you've set those boundaries, and you are no longer going to hold personal responsibility for other people who are unhappy about the choices that you're making for yourself, so that you can be happy. So just let it go. And then the 5th tip that I have for you is that it's okay to enjoy yourself. You don't have to be miserable at a party ever. Happiness is a choice. And enjoying yourself is also something that we need to make a choice about. Decide what makes you happy. Decide what makes you feel fulfilled at a party. Decide where you're going to feel most authentic and complete about you and the place that you chose to spend your time at. Time is a very valuable thing for us today. We're so busy. We have so many things that we have to be responsible for, so many people we need to be responsible to, that if you do make a decision to spend time at a party, enjoy yourself. And make sure that, tips 1 through 4 are going to back up what enjoy means to you. And yes, there are going to be those times where you are going to feel very, very comfortable with partaking in whatever it is a party has that's going on. Just own that and be authentic about it. And then make sure that you are truly enjoying yourself. There's nothing worse than being in a place with people where you should be able to have a great time and be authentic and enjoy yourself, and you have that internal thing kind of sitting in your gut, and you have that internal voice in your head speaking all this negative stuff because you feel like you're not being authentic. So make sure that when you're at a party that you can really, really find that place where you can find some enjoyment out of it for you and the people that you're celebrating. And then my bonus tip is always have an exit strategy. So Michael and I always make sure we have an exit strategy when we are either at an event or we're in a season like we are now. Like I've already set up my guidelines for my birthday and Mother's Day and what we're going to be doing in Mexico in our next trip and what I'm doing between now and then to kind of make sure that I've really prepared myself to be in those kind of situations mentally, physically, and emotionally. So have an exit strategy. What are you going to do to get yourself out of a party? If maybe it's a place that's just not good for you socially, or maybe the people that there are not a good influence for you, or maybe you just found that you really aren't able to enjoy yourself, make sure you have a way that you can get yourself out of there so that you can just go about going back into your normal life and really being able to be present in the time that we have. So really quickly, I'm going to go over my 5 tips and then I'll readdress the bonus tip. So tip number 1, about how to live a healthy lifestyle when you have a party like sort of season or lifestyle that you're approaching. So define what party means to you. 2, make celebrations about the people and not the food or drink. Number 3, set boundaries. So in our house, we call that the little Johnny rule. We don't go all in at every party that we are invited to. Number 4, stop feeling responsible for other people's uncomfortableness at a party. It's not your responsibility to make other people feel good about themselves or the choices that they're making because you're deciding to make different choices. And then number 5, it's okay to enjoy yourself. You can be at a party and have a really good time without having to give in or step away from your own personal boundaries or what it is that you want to have for your own life. And then our bonus tip is always to have an exit strategy. Always make sure you have a plan to get out of a place or remove yourself from a situation that is just not good for you or doesn't fall within the boundaries and guidelines that you have set up for your life. So I hope that helps you guys. I know, summertime is a really great time to really get outside and enjoy barbecues and dinner parties with friends. I know we have a lot of that on our schedule this summer as well. And it doesn't have to be detrimental to your health, and it doesn't have to take you out of what it is that you really want to have for yourself as far as living a healthy lifestyle. Just use these 5 tips. Throw in that little bonus tip and strategy, and I promise you'll be able to have an amazing summertime in being present with the people that you're celebrating with and making sure that you are also living your most authentic life. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to answer the Facebook questions and comments and welcome everybody there. And then I'll jump on with YouTube as well. And then I also want to let you guys know that we are definitely working on our level 2 course. We are going to be naming it Fasting, Feasting, and Fitness. And if you're interested in getting some information about that course, which will be starting sometime mid-May, definitely make sure that you put add me or survey in the Facebook comments. And then if you leave us a comment on YouTube, we'll get you the information there as well. And then you'll definitely be added to our interest list. Janet from Nevada, welcome, girlfriend. You are my rock star, and I always love seeing you here. So thanks for jumping on with us. Sherry, hello from New Mexico. Diane from Pennsylvania, thanks for jumping back in with us. Janet from Ohio. Tanned one from upstate New York. This is the January from March and April classes. Awesome, girlfriend. Jillian, I fast every day and try to eat keto even when I'm going out for dinner or celebrating a birthday. Now I'm learning it is getting much easier. Yeah, it totally is. And you get your little go-to things that you just kind of know what to order when you go out to dinner. You get really confident with saying, no, thank you. Can you take the bread away from the table so it's not tempting you? and you get really confident about making sure, and we talk about this in the course, we talk about this here a lot too, about not being afraid to order food that you want to eat. Don't go off a menu when you're eating out in a restaurant. Be very specific on what you want so that when you get what you're paying for, you're happy with it. So Jillian, it sounds like you're figuring all that out, and I'm super excited for you. Carrie, good to have you here with us, girlfriend. Always nice to see you here. Uh, Janet, I usually say no, thank you. I'm just not interested in that tonight. And people typically respect that. No explanation, just not interested. Yeah. And I think more people are getting that way, thank goodness. And I think a lot of that has to do with a lot of those diet trends that are out there, or the fact that people just have a lot of intolerances to foods now. And I think people are becoming a little bit more compassionate about that. And the peer pressure and the corner of the eye stares are becoming less prevalent now in social settings, and so that's a great thing. And I think a lot of it is because we're doing such great work with owning what we want for ourselves and not feeling victimized when we go to make decisions that are that we really want for ourselves. So I'm glad that you're noticing that as well. Jennifer, March grad, hoping to join the level 2 class. I hope you will too. Jody from Washington State, July and alumni courses. Let's see, Janet, I try to make sure I am super hydrated with mineral water before going to a party, plus bring my own bottled water as well as eat something so I'm not hungry. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Those are all good plans. Janet, I need these guidelines today. Now that I'm closer to family, there is more family time that includes eating. Yeah. Well, Janet, you sound like you have an amazing family. So, and I always say this too, when you're going to a party and you're not sure what the food is, bring your own food. So just bring up something that you can share that falls within your personal guidelines, and then just only eat that. And I've done that for myself as well. Amy, good to have you here, cousin. Always nice to see your happy face and comments here. Judy, and then, okay, everybody's saying add me. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to jump over here to YouTube and read these comments. Facebook, sorry, you have to get my face so close. Let's see. Jessica, hello, girlfriend. Birdie, catching you in Alabama. Awesome. Cindy from the January course. Joanna, following from Virginia. Awesome. Great to have you here. Eugenia, does drinking minerals, sparkling water still considered a clean fast, or does drinking that break it? No, minerals won't break a fast at all. So you're fine drinking sparkling mineral water, and it's highly, highly, highly encouraged to do so. So definitely want to have that in your fasting window. Ruth from Houston. Angelique, quick question. Will taking my collagen and fish oils in the morning break the fast? I have to take them twice a day, so I don't know how to go around that. Why do you have to? Okay, well, collagen is, I get why you're taking it, but it will definitely break a fast, and so will fish oil. So I would say probably take them when you break your fast, and then when you want to take them, probably when you start your next fast. So that would be twice a day. It's always better to take something like that when you're starting a fast, because you have time on your side in your fasted window that will help you kind of burn it off. So I would say break your fast with it and start your fast with it would be the best advice I could give you. Let's see. Where did I lose my place here? Lots of comments on YouTube. Thanks so much for being here, you guys. Okay, good. I think I answered that one. Let's see. Jessica, I like that you can't go all in on every party. No, you can't, or you shouldn't. I don't think you'll be happy with your own results if you did that. Tammy, visiting from your home state, Texas. Awesome. Susie from sunny Arizona. Tammy, I'm going well into intermittent fasting, but I'm still working on my social eating tendencies. I don't feel pressure, but it's an old habit I want to change. Yeah, just be conscious is what I always suggest. Be conscious in a social setting so that you, are in the moment, and then make sure that you set those boundaries up, and that'll help a lot too. I love the idea of focusing on the people and activity and choosing happy. There you go. You are welcome, Jessica. Susie, Tammy, eat at home first so you aren't starving at the party. You'll have more control over your choices. That's a great tip too. Danielle, I am enjoying the April class. I'm learning so much. Awesome, Danielle. Thanks for saying that. Susie, add me. Susie, we'll need an email address to get you added, or if you want, you can send me an email and we'll get you added. Veronica, I want the info on the level 2 course, please. Awesome. Deanna, sometimes for me, being my most authentic self is deciding not to eat something, saying no to peer pressure. Okay, so you guys who want the link to the level 2 course, Kara put a link in there, so just click on that and you'll get information for that. You guys are welcome. You'll have the links available after today's show on YouTube. Susie, there's a link right there in the comment section. Okay, cool. So hopefully those tips will help you guys. And I'm just getting started. Thank you for making it easier to wrap my head around all the new information. Oh, Ann, you're so welcome. There's so much conflicting information out there. And, you know, the best advice I can give you about anything that's being talked about on the internet today, and even my advice, like do this with my advice too, is test it out. For every research paper or every expert out there that's talking about this, I guarantee you there's going to be a research paper or an expert that's going to debunk it. So I always say test things out for yourself and see if it makes sense for you. There's a lot of really good common sense information that's available today, but it doesn't mean it's going to necessarily work for you. So don't be afraid to test things out. Ask lots of questions. I mean, the whole reason that I'm here today sharing all this information with you is because I was so confused and I just started testing things out, and I found a way to make my life better and make me healthier by just thinking for myself. And that's really what we try to teach here, what I try to teach you guys here, and what my main goal of our intermittent fasting course is. I want you to think for yourself, and I want you to test some things out and really feel what your body feels like again. We have been so shut off and so dependent on other people thinking for us that we can't do it for ourselves. I know I got the same way. So think for yourself, question a lot of things, and then experiment some philosophies out there, and experiment with some different protocols and find your way. And once you find your own way, then things, even like going to a party or being in a party season like we are now, like we don't dread it at all. We're so excited about everything that's going on in our life and everything that we have coming up with our kids, and both of our kids are doing so well in school, and we have so many things to celebrate that we just do it our way. And we don't feel the pressure anymore of having to live up to anybody else's expectations, because we found a happy for us, and we don't want to ever let that happy go. So find your happy, and then make sure that you're living that out loud. And then you just got to make sure that you always go back to that, so you stay authentic with yourself. Susie, just wanted to check the link. Okay, awesome. Amy, new to the group. I start your group next month. However, I'm doing some intermittent fasting now as well. Awesome. Amy, that's the best advice I can give you, is start playing around with some fasting. And then what we do is we make it all make sense for you once you're in the course. So you'll do great. You'll do great for sure. And I can't wait to hang out with you in May. Janet, best advice you gave me was to figure out what works for me. It doesn't have to work for anyone else. Exactly, Janet. And you're living that out loud and proud. So congratulations on all that. Okay, cool. So I am going to give you guys back your Monday afternoon, and if you're catching this on the rebroadcast, thank you so much for jumping in. Always feel free to leave me a comment. Let me know that you caught us later, and that way I can interact with you as well. I will be back here Wednesday afternoon at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you have something coming up in your life that you'd like to get some help with as far as how you can stay within your own personal boundaries of looking and feeling your best and living your most authentic life, shoot me some topics. We would love to cover some stuff that you guys maybe have going on in your life that you need some help maybe thinking through, or some tips or tricks that you can associate some of those things with as far as how we work in this community. I would love to be able to help you. Always feel free to email me. I'm always open for some new suggestions. And then I will see you guys back here Wednesday, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. And if you need anything from me, always feel free to email me or reach out to me here on social media. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you guys Wednesday.